Lorraine Hariton, and I'm so excited to be here with everyone listening to all these wonderful women CEOs at this conference. I joined WBC 4 years ago when it first founded as CEO of Catalyst. We felt that it was really critical to join together with other organizations who have similar missions so that we could go faster and make change. So I started as head of the CEO initiative, and I brought in as my co-chair Anna Moak, who is the president and chair of Ascend, which is a nonprofit that helps Asian women succeed in corporation. She's also a partner at Deloitte. And together we've been leading this initiative and putting out a really impactful report on the progress of women CEOs for 3 years. And what's really unique about this report is it goes from the Fortune 500 through the Russell 3000 and down to private companies, and really gives you a holistic picture of the progress that we are making for CEOs. And as you know, as CEO of Catalyst, which is a global nonprofit that's been around for over 60 years, advancing women, you know, we really have a perspective on the pro. This report really summarizes that information. And I just want to take a moment to talk about, like, where are we now? So last year, we just reported our data. This is from July 30th to July 30th. On the Fortune 500, we went from 8.8% women to 10.4%, which is a 18% increase. And on the S&P, we went from 6.4% to 8.2%, which is a 28% increase. So, you know, that's really good progress, considering it's taken us, you know, 40 years to go from 1 to the 6.4, the 8.8%. But of course, it's not good enough. And we have a goal as the Women's Business Collaborative of getting to 15% by 2025. If you look at progress and where we're making progress, it's actually better at the top companies in the Fortune 500 than it is when we get down to the smaller organizations, and of course, for women of color. So I am now going to switch over to Anna to tell you about where we need to really make progress.
Yeah, thank you, Lorraine, for that. As Lorraine mentioned, we've been doing this groundbreaking work for a few years now, and we think it's important to track and report on progress so we know what the North Star is. And our North Star of 15% still is a little bit far for us to reach, and that's why we are all here, because we all share in that mission. Lorraine shared what was going on in the larger companies. When we look at the Russell 3000, in 2022, it was 6.2%. And then in 2023, for the reporting period, it was 6.8%. So some very, very slight progress on that, consistent with, again, positive results from larger companies. But unfortunately, when we start looking at the large private companies, and there's about 2,400 or so companies we looked at that were large privates greater than $1 billion in size, we actually saw a decrease. The results dropped from 5.4% women CEOs to 3.3%, so almost a 40% decrease, which is really very startling, because traditionally, sometimes we saw actually great progress in private companies where perhaps decision-making allowed for change more quickly. So net takeaway is lots of progress still to be made, opportunities for all of us in the CEO space. We are all committed to do that. On the women of color front, we are working collectively with WBC on a report on women of color. But again, from a results standpoint, as an example, just in Fortune 500, looking at just Black women, there's only one Black female CEO at this point, and that's for TIA at Trisana Duckett. So that is, again, if that's not clear around the need for more advancement and more work, I think that tells a story about where we need to be. We continue to be very excited about this collaboration. Lorraine mentioned Ascend and Catalyst working with WBC. I think a lot of what we are trying to model is women CEOs also need to work together to drive change, as long as with our allies in making the changes needed. And we're excited to really have you join us for the rest of the program that we have, and really not only learn from, but really think about these results and think about what each of us in our respective organizations are going to do to collaborate and really drive the results we really want. That's for the greater good of business and society. And with that, thank you all again for joining us at this conference. And as always, Lorraine, thank you for the collaboration and the partnership.
Thank you, Anna. It's such a pleasure.